after the Christmas break, we are back on Battle Royale. And we've got another round of 16 tie here. This is tie 3, I believe. Never remember. And today's is between Ashes to Ashes from Brian Jones and That's Entertainment from Mr. Rob Walker. So when Mike did the draw, out first was Ashes to Ashes. So Ashes to Ashes, of course, is a song written by David Bowie, and it came off his 14th album, Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, from 1980. It was co-produced by David Bowie himself and legendary producer Tony Visconti. And it was recorded between February and April 1980 in New York and London. And it features guitar synthesizer player Chuck Hammer. And it's sort of a interesting change. It's more of an art rock, art pop song. Led by a flanged piano riff, and the lyrics act as a sequel to the 1969 hit Space Oddity. The astronaut Major Tom has succumbed to drug addiction and floats in isolated space. Bowie said it particularly based on the lyrics of his own experiences with drug addiction throughout the 70s. It was actually released as the lead single off that album, and it came out in 1980, and it got to number 1, which we'll talk about if it goes through another stage. And it was the fastest selling single. The song's music video was co-directed by Bowie and David Mallet. Was at the time the most expensive music video ever made. The solarized video features David Bowie as a clown, an astronaut and an asylum inmate, representing the variations of the song's themes. And 4 members of the London's Blitz Club, including Steve Strange of Visage, are influential on this. Now, one thing about this song, David Bowie only during the 80s only performed it a few times, but during his later years he would do a version of it. Initially viewed with mixed and critical reactions, later reviewers and biographers have considered it one of the Bowie's finest songs, and I totally agree, it's one of my favourites. Particularly praising the unique musical structure. In subsequent decades, the song has appeared on compilation albums and covered by a few artists. So, it's has been one of them iconic songs. It's been used as an overdubs, but the most famous song is Ashes to Ashes, Ashes to Ashes, Ashes to Ash, and Funk to Funky, as Funk to Funky before settling the final lines. It took a little while to get that in, but they did it. And it just mentioned Major Tom's a junkie. So good luck, Brian, with that one. It's a really popular song with everybody. I mean, I like that song. And he's up against today Rob Walker's entry of That's Entertainment by The Jam. Again, this is came out in 1980, and it's from their 5th album, Sound Effects, which is an excellent album. Now, here's something that I don't know how many people know. It's never been released as a domestic single in the UK during the band's lifetime. But not saying that, That's Entertainment charted as an import single, backed with a live version of Down at the Tube Station at Midnight, and it peaked at number 21. And that for an unofficial, not as a domestic single, but as an import, coming in at number 21, it's pretty good. It was given its full UK release in 1983, though, and peaked at number 60, and a secondary issue made the top 50. It actually remains one of their biggest selling import singles, one of the The song, remains one of the biggest selling import singles of all time, alongside with The Jam's Just Who Is the 5 O'Clock Hero, which charted at number 8 as an import. It's incredible, isn't it? The other thing about this song is that it's the group's lone entry at number 306 on Rolling Stone's 500 Great Songs. I can't believe that Going Underground didn't make that list. It consistently makes similar British lists of all-time songs, such as Radio 2's Sold on a Song 2004 Top 100, and it got to number 43. Now, what was different about this one, of course, is that it was entirely an acoustic arrangement with only a light percussion. Like much of sound effects, the song has strong undercurrents of pop psychedelia. The only electric guitar played is backwards over the verses, a hallmark of psychedelia. The minimalist slice of life lyrics concerns with a British working class hero. I'm going to quote one of the first verses: "A police car and a screaming siren, a pneumatic drill ripped up concrete, a baby wailing, stray dog howling, the screecher brakes and the lamp light blinking." And that's Entertainment. And it says Paul Weller, he said he was in London at the time he wrote this song, and it's with an easy sense because all those images were at hand around me. An interview with Absolute Radio said, "I wrote the song in 10 minutes flat while under the influence." Best songs come when you've had a few beers. My creative work did when I did my PlayStation stuff, a few beers and I was well away. And it was so easy for him to draw on these experiences. It has been covered. Morrissey covered it, That's Entertainment, in 1991, and it was on the release as a B-side for his single Sing Your Life, and was later included on Suede Head. The song featured backing vocals from Chas Smash of Madness, believe it or not. So all these people sort of interconnected. So good luck to Rob on this one. And you want to know how to vote. Well, at 2 o'clock today, this has all gone live at 2 o'clock. If you go to the link to the voting place is in the description on this. It is also on the community tab, whatever you call it, on the thing. So, and they will announce the winner next week. And we're just going to have a look and see what we got next week. So I've wrote it down. Yes, next week we have got Gladys Knight, Midnight Train to Georgia, and The Who's My Generation. So that's all happening next week. But coming up soon is a pick and mix, and it is a wander down the sidewalk, and we're going to look at the top 10 singles in America on this day in 1982. So join me for that later. Bye for now.